Hey, tubers, what's happening, man? Did I get your attention with that one? Man, I hope so. Hey, it's Sunday night at my place. It's always pizza night. Welcome to TED Talks, Guitars and Life. And today we're going to live right into the title of my channel, TED Talks. No guitars in this one, fellas. Just some common sense. Listen, if you like this kind of content, love for you to like the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There's more of this content where this came from tonight. So listen, one of the problems with budget guitars is that there are so many people who are saying crazy things about budget guitars on the internet. Can you imagine somebody saying something crazy on the internet? And as if everything somebody says on the internet or puts in a comment is gospel truth. Well, I want to address something tonight because I've been on a journey, as you know, of buying budget guitars, and I've bought so far $189, $179, $89. I just ordered my other grandson a $79 Telecaster, and Poppy is going to do his magic to all of those guitars, and have for the ones that I already have in place. Hey, quick update on the Leo Jams guitar. My replacement guitar was supposed to come yesterday. That would have been Saturday at the time of this video. It has been delayed in shipping now until Tuesday. So update on Leo Jams as soon as I get it. But you know, in every budget video that I make about guitars, and taking a budget guitar and getting a budget guitar up to playing ability where you can sit around and jam with friends, or you could play in your local context, make it giggable, so to speak. Somebody always puts in the comment, oh my goodness, it is like clockwork. Yeah, but here's the problem with budget guitars. Budget guitars have no resale value. Well, tonight what I want to do is share my journey. I don't believe that's a true statement, and I'm going to tell you why. It is simply not true that a budget guitar has no resale value. It is simply not true that it's a waste of money in that context. So I want to tell you just a couple of stories about some budget guitars. Now, the budget guitars that I'm talking about in this particular video were all purchased within the last 12 months. And were all sold within the last 12 months. And in no resale of a budget guitar did I lose $1. Not $1. Okay? Now listen, let me just interject at this point what I always say. Those of you who know the channel know about what I'm going to say, right? Hey man, you do you. If you don't want to buy budget guitars, don't buy them. If you want to buy brand name, buy brand name. If you don't want to learn how to work on your own guitars and upgrade budget guitars, I don't know why you're here on the channel anyway, but man, you do you. Buy your own gear, take it to whoever you want to, pay them $100, $150 to get it up to code, and then you do you, man. That's all I would say about that. So let's get back to the story time. So in the past year, I bought a Glarry. It was like $79 Glarry. And I took that guitar and I made the modifications at that point that I knew how to make. By the way, man, I have learned so much from the YouTube community out here. J-Man, 2Bike Mike, Old as Rock, Sean at Scar My Guitar, man. All these guys who, most of them have no idea who I am, although I've built quite a good relationship with J-Man and 2Bike Mike. Love you guys, man. Rock on. Your videos are awesome. If you guys haven't seen their channel, go ahead and check them out. You won't regret it for a minute. So I bought a Glarry and I made the modifications that I knew how to make at the time. And I sold the Glarry. And again, I'm saying to you, I didn't lose $1 in that resale. Then I bought a Harley Benton TE52. And for Christmas, my wife got me a Squire Bullet Telecaster. Both of those guitars I made modifications to. The TE52 stuff, some of that's on the channel, although I wasn't really recording videos, and wasn't even thinking about having a YouTube channel, so there you go. But the point is, I sold that Harley Benton TE52, and I sold that Squire Bullet, and I'm telling you, I didn't lose $1 in those transactions. Most recently, you may remember the yellow Bumblebee Racer, the offset SG looking guitar. I sold that guitar over the weekend, and I didn't lose $1 in that transaction. You may remember the Fogil. Remember the Fogil FTL 60? Look, there are playlists on those guitars. Right below, I'll put the playlist in the description of this video. And I posted the West Creek Racer. I sold that guitar, and I did not lose $1. I also posted the Fogil Relic on my local marketplace here on Facebook, and I've sold that guitar, and haven't lost $1. So listen, I don't know anything about your guitar market. That's a true story, okay? It's all about context. This may or may not be true in your context, and if it's not, feel free to tell me in the comments. Look, Ted, man, for your context, that's fabulous, but for me, that's never been my story. Nobody is buying budget guitars on the resale market in my area. But what I'm here to say tonight is, those of you who are scaring the daylights out of people who don't have a lot of money, who want to or need to buy a budget guitar because that's all they can afford, and they're on channels like this one learning how to mod guitars and get them to where they find it to be enjoyable. Listen, a great guitar is simply this: a guitar that sounds good in your ears, a guitar that feels great to play to you, and a guitar that makes you want to play it, man. That's why we play guitar, right? We play guitars and we are drawn to the guitars. We just cannot go without playing them. And a budget guitar can become that kind of guitar. But some of you are scaring the daylights out of people by telling them you're just wasting your money because you can't resell them. I just want to make a quick video tonight and say you can sell budget guitars in a resale fashion and not lose any money. Now, let me just state the obvious, okay? I am in no way saying that if you buy an $89 guitar, you're going to sell it for $500. I don't think that's a good goal to have. Certainly ambitious, but I don't know if that's a great goal. But I do think that you can recoup, because based on my experience now, I'm not talking about theory. I'm not spinning opinions tonight. I'm telling you my journey. That's what TED Talks Guitar and Life is all about. It's just one man's journey with stuff, right? So my journey has been, I have bought budget guitars. I have made the modifications that I knew how to make at the time, including up until last week, and I have sold every one of those, and I haven't lost $1. Now, I did not attempt to mod them to the point where I would make money, and I'm not flipping guitars like people flip houses, you know, where they go into a neighborhood and they buy an old rundown shack and they fix the shack up and they sell it for a couple $100,000 more than they paid for it. I'm not even suggesting that. But what I'm saying to you is, you can resell budget guitars in this market, particularly in my market. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, okay? So I posted all of those guitars on Facebook Marketplace and on Craigslist. All of those guitars were sold through Marketplace, okay? Now, here's the caveat to this. The caveat to this is I've also have on the market a Squire Classic Vibe Stratocaster. This beauty right here. This beauty that I paid $450 some from Sweetwater. I bought this guitar less than 2 years ago. It's a great guitar, but I'm not much of a Strat guy these days, and the more budgets I buy, I'm finding out more and more that budget guitars are not as heavy as these things, and these things are chunky monkeys, man, compared to my Firefly and even the Fogil Relic, and certainly the FTL20 that we were talking about in a moment. Now the Harley Benton TE52, that sucker weighed nearly 11 pounds, so forget about that one by way of budget means lighter, okay? And always check the weight before you're buying something. Get the specs before you buy. Point is, this guitar, this Squire Classic Vibe, you can see how shiny it is, man. It's like brand new. You know what this is listed on the marketplace for today? $375. Do you know why? Because I can't get $375 for it. I sure couldn't get what I'd like to get for it, which is what I have in it or close to it. Okay? So a lot of you are saying things like, yeah, man, buy used. You can always resell a brand name. Brand names have resale value. Not true. In my market, if you go to Facebook Marketplace for Dallas, Texas, and you look for Telecasters and Strats, you know what you're going to find more than anything else? You're going to find Squire. And you're going to find, of course, Fenders that somebody wants thousands of dollars for, which is ridiculous. But the point is this. The point is Squires are not reselling in the marketplace in my context. What I'm selling are budget guitars. Now maybe that's because there's been a market shift where budget guitars now have become what people want, and people are kind of getting the message, man. Hey, I don't have to spend double, triple what I spend on these Fender products for a good budget guitar that with some mods I can get up to speed with that Squire. And I'm just saying, man, the cost comparison on my projects are all in the descriptions of those videos. You can find out how much I paid for the guitars, what I chose to do to the guitars to bring them up to a comparable place with the Squire Classic Vibe line. All that's well documented on my channel. But what I'm saying is, I don't have any trouble selling a budget guitar. What I'm having trouble selling is the Squire Fender product. And I want to make this video tonight because so many of you are talking about how great Squires are as compared to budget guitars. One, I don't personally agree with that, but man, believe what you want and you do you. Remember, always go back. When you hear me say something you think is crunk, man, just think, you do you. And I mean that sincerely. I don't have an axe to grind. I'm not even trying to convince anybody. Somebody posted something the other day on a comment. Why are you trying to... Look, I'm not trying to convince you of anything. But I do think there is a learning opportunity here. And here's the learning opportunity. Please listen. Budget guitars can exist in the resale market, be sold, and do well. You can get your money back. That's a fact. I have done it. I've done it 5 times, okay? What I cannot offload is a Squire Classic Vibe. So please quit saying that you can resell Squires, they have better resale value. It simply is not true. Well, at least in my market, okay? So again, this is all contextual to my journey, to my localized market. You may have different outcome, and hey man, that's great if you do. And anyway, man, you do you in all things, okay? Now let me tell you what a guitar is worth. I want you to lean in with me right here, okay? This is really important. A guitar is worth what a buyer is willing to pay. That's it. And if that buyer does not value the brand name the way that you value it, you'll never get your money back. So regardless of the name on the headstock, guitars are priced wherever they want to be priced, new or used. That's true. But in a used environment, buyers pay what they think your guitar is worth. So stop saying you can't resell budget guitars. You're throwing your money away. It's simply not true. And hey, above all things, man, wherever you are in your guitar journey, man, rock on with your bad selves. And as always, I'll catch you down the road.